What is up, homies? Welcome back to another reaction from Heroes Reforged. We are doing the first episode of Marvel Studios Loki. Want to check out the uncut reaction? Head over to patreon.com/heroesreforged. Got all the episodes on there. I highly recommend watching it that way. It's probably like the best way to watch it. Can't believe we're here, the third show of the year from Marvel Studios. I feel like we just finished WandaVision and we've already gone through that, and Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now we're here. 6 episodes, an hour each. It's gonna be hype. I can't wait.
I'm really excited, guys. Before we start, cheers to our third endeavor.
Oh,
And boom, done.
Clinky,
I'm ready
clinky.
to go whenever y'all are.
I got a green beer. I have seen this before. I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Not only have you
Watching it
seen
again.
it, you interviewed Tom Hiddleston.
Hey,
That should already be online if
Doing
you
big
can
things.
look for it.
On go. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, here we go, boys.
Oh, I know exactly where we're at.
What's it gonna say? What's it gonna say?
2012. Okay, here we go.
On my way down to coordinate search and rescue. On my way down to coordinate search and rescue.
Chris Evans came back to shoot a little something.
That was like a different take, but I love it.
We're not wasting
This
any
is all-
time.
This is all Endgame. This is all an Endgame.
They needed to do this because I think a lot of people were like, wait, I thought I've just recently talked to people who said I thought he died in Infinity War. It's not that
Right.
Loki.
It's all shot.
There it is.
Go. Where did he go, boys? The music in this series is fantastic.
Who does the music, do you know?
Is that a theremin? That weird instrument. Wee wee wee. I think that's a theremin.
The composer is Natalie Ann Holt. So I feel like this stuff was filmed in the volume,
Yeah,
but it
most likely.
looks great.
Yeah,
It does give me Mando vibes.
I think the volume is going to be such an important piece of tech going forward with all these movies.
1,000%.
You're right. This looks
yes.
really, really clean and good.
I am Loki
Of Asgard.
of Asgard. And I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Uh-oh. Already?
Never mind.
Appears to be a standard sequence violation. Branch is growing at a stable rate.
Ah, he made a new timeline.
Hands up.
That's fun.
You're coming with us.
The sacred timeline.
Oh, damn. He got wrecked through time.
Boy got rocked.
You're now moving at 1/16th speed, but feeling all that pain in real time.
That's awesome.
TVA ain't nothing to f with, basically.
Yeah, apparently.
Nope.
Reset the timeline.
Oh, and they can reset timelines.
So this is why the timeline just kind of goes back to how it was.
Well,
Wow, it's
does
like a
it?
grenade. Oh, they didn't show it.
I gotta stop looking at Hector.
I
Context clues.
I know. I was like, I wanted to see what that time grenade did or whatever.
Yeah.
What is this place?
Hey, look what we got. Augustine's favorite.
A scroll?
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I just need
It's a scroll, guys.
and sections 3 and 4. Can you at least tell me what it is?
It's the Tesseract. Be very careful with it.
Sounds dumb.
Sounds dumb.
That was Eugene Cordero at that little administrative desk using Kong Skull Island and Mandalorian.
Absolutely not. This is fine Asgardian leather.
Yo.
Now, hang on just a minute.
Oh my
Leather ain't
god.
that fine.
Jesus.
I like that logo on his
Please confirm to your
jumpsuit.
knowledge that you are not a fully robotic
awesome.
being. We're born an organic creature and do, in fact, possess what many cultures would call a soul.
What? To my knowledge.
Weird.
I like it. It's like a old school Men in Black. It's almost like Men in Black meets Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
right?
Hey, come on. Hey, I'm just looking for my soul. Come on. Come on, Chuck.
And Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
This whole show is about putting,
Testing
This is a
Loki.
mistake. I shouldn't be here.
yes, taking him out of his comfort zone.
There. You're probably saying, this is a mistake. I shouldn't even be here.
This animation's way cool.
But then the all-knowing timekeepers emerged, bringing peace by reorganizing the multiverse into a single timeline. Whatever it was, stepping off your path created a Nexus event, which left unchecked could branch off into madness.
A multiverse of madness? This show's dangerous. I can already tell. It's going to cause so many conversations.
This is so smart the way they do this stuff, man.
Yes.
It's so smart.
I know.
Yep. My face exactly, Loki. Who's this guy? Like, bye, guy.
Ticket. Where's my ticket? My ticket?
Thanks for
Put it in your
visiting
pocket,
the TVA.
Loki.
Don't hesitate to let us know how to do it.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, look at this logo. Yep.
That is a cool logo.
I'm enjoying this even more than the second time. It's really great.
Oh, wee. What the hell?
Dang, 1549? Is it King the Conqueror? I'm already starting with my wild allegations, guys.
Bring them. Look at this shot.
Great shot.
Tu sais qui a fait ça?
The devil
Yo,
himself.
Mephisto. Guys, are we going to get Mephisto?
3 months of shenanigans to get to this.
This show's going to cause so much speculation, guys. Oh my God.
Back to WandaVision. What did it say?
Wait, what?
Kablooey.
Run this for sequence period.
Kablooey.
Any hints of temporal aura?
That shouldn't be there. We're in the 1500s.
Give it a shot.
Who it is?
The branch is nearing red line. We need to go.
Is the red line the point of no return?
Probably.
Yes. Like Miss Minute said earlier, if things aren't kept in check, it's the point of no return, and then there could be
More
a
branches.
multiverse. Yeah.
We're not here to talk about the Avengers.
Oh no?
No. How do you plead?
Guilty
Bro, okay.
of this.
There's no power. Butts.
Clenching his little booty. That's a great move.
Damn it, why would it work?
Magic powers. They're no good in the TVA, Mr. Laufeyson.
I love that they call him by his last name.
Yeah.
It feels so condescending.
You ridiculous bureaucrats will not dictate how my story ends.
It's not your story, Mr. Laufeyson. It never was.
I feel like I'm always looking up to you. I like it. It's appropriate.
This is a very bad idea.
It's perfect Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson with those little whisper moments is classic.
I know,
I
I
love
know.
it. Wow.
This is so cool. And the music is like somber and beautiful because it's like Loki. You're done. The life you thought you were
only
going to
have
live.
yourself to blame too.
It's so cool. It looks like an old 1950s sci-fi magazine pulp
Right.
cover, you know?
Yeah.
Looks like what Krypton used to look like in the comics, like in the
Yeah.
pre 90s.
Your time moves differently in the TVA. Come on, sit down.
Owen Wilson is so charming.
Yeah. It's so hard to like speculate already, but I already want to be asking the questions of, does it tie into Multiverse of Madness? Does it tie into the Eternals?
Right. Adam, shut your mouth. Shut your question asking
Hey,
mouth.
this is coming from the guy who thinks everything's a scroll. How dare you?
You don't know anything about me.
I specialize in the pursuit of dangerous variants.
Like myself.
No particularly dangerous variants. You're just a little pussycat.
Dang.
All right, now you're the king of Midgard, then what?
Love it.
Asgard, the 9 realms.
Everything.
Space?
Space.
Space is big. That'd be a nice feather in your cap.
Mock me if you dare.
I love that we're calling this out. Why is your plan so
actually-
absurd?
I'm actually a fan, is what he said. It's great.
The timekeepers have built quite the circus, and I see the clowns are playing their parts to perfection.
Big metaphor guy. I love it. Makes you sound super smart.
I am smart.
I know.
Okay.
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 I just love that, like, Loki's
It's
biggest
so funny.
challenge in his life so far is just Owen Wilson asking him, like, what do you want?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? What's the plan?
intent? What's the intention here? What's the? He's like a director. Oh, I don't get the
Yeah.
vision.
He hates that image.
If it's all the same to you, I'll have that drink now.
This just happened to him like hour and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's funny, for someone born to rule, you sure do lose a lot. Did you enjoy hurting them?
I don't have to play this game. I'm a god.
Of what? Again, mischief, right? Yeah. I don't see anything very mischievous about this.
That's not mischievous. That's straight up evil.
It's murder.
That's why in the comics he's also the god of evil.
This is one of my favorites.
Miss,
Yes, Mr. Cooper.
you might want to take a look at that note.
Mr. Cooper?
DB Cooper?
Yes.
Yup.
See you again someday.
What?
The mystery of DB Cooper, who kidnapped a plane
Yep.
from like San Francisco to Seattle with a bunch of money
Yeah.
and was not on the flight when it landed again.
I can't believe you were DB Cooper. Come on.
I was young and I lost a bet to Thor.
I lost a bet to Thor.
I was just standing up to make a point. Sorry, go ahead. My weapon is meaningful now.
Okay, well, stay seated.
I'll do what I want to do.
What makes Loki tick?
He's like his therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Loki.
What is this?
Hello, Mother.
Mom.
You might want to take the stairs to the left.
But instead, you send them...
I'll never tell you.
I love it. I love it.
Shit.
Making
Show
for
him
the Dark
events
World.
that- yeah.
Once again, like the most key movie in the MCU.
Kevin Feige's on a redemptive quest for that movie.
Where is he?
Now, why don't you tell me, do you enjoy hurting people?
I love
don't
this
believe
scene.
Do you enjoy killing?
Yeah.
I'll kill you. What, like you did your mother?
Oh, snap.
Oh,
Dang.
I know exactly what the show is doing.
Also that others can achieve their best versions of themselves.
So that others can achieve their best versions of them. This is so meta. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Loki is a comic book villain.
Yeah.
Meant to have the Avengers form. Meant to make Thor his best. They have to break Loki down
What is this place?
before they can build him back up. I wish this
His
show was in
mind
3D.
is blown right now.
Because you know those little holograms
Those little
that are there would
elements back
also,
there.
would also be in 3D.
Did he have the remote?
Uh-oh.
Mischievous camp.
Yeah.
Can't trust him. Come on, bro.
Prune on site.
No, no pruning, no resetting. You can still help us.
Prune on sight. Snip,
What
snip.
does that mean?
Cut the timeline, baby. Kill him.
What's your name?
Casey.
Give me the Tesseract or I'll gut you like a fish, Casey.
What's a fish?
What's up, fish?
It's a fish.
I lived my entire life behind a desk.
But what difference does it make?
I want to know exactly what I'm being threatened with before I comply.
Death, Casey. Violent, painful death.
Okay.
I love this character already.
Yeah, Casey's great.
What?
What?
You guys.
What?
How do you have these?
Oh.
What?
Got a lot of those. Yeah, some of the guys use them as paperweights.
What?
Some of the guys use them as paperweights. We have a bunch of those.
What? What's going on?
This music is like this realization of like, Loki, Loki, Loki. Your stupid little idea of what the world was, it ain't that,
It
baby
ain't it,
boy.
bro.
Not
It
gonna
ain't
happen,
it.
buddy.
Ain't it, baby.
This ain't it.
They just took all the power out of the Infinity Stones.
They took all the
And out of
piss out of their
Loki.
own franchise. Yeah, I love it.
Holy shit. What's
Casey
going
handed him
on?
a paperweight. Yeah. Here's the question.
Is this the greatest power in the universe?
She just destroyed the Infinity Stones.
Yay,
What is
mama.
going on?
He's gonna go into the future, isn't he?
I mean, wouldn't you? To just be pulled out of your life and be told like you don't
You're the
ever
reason why.
do it, and you're the reason why your own mom died, maybe the only person in the entire universe that you cared about, and it's your fault. And then Hiddleston, this whole episode has been incredible because
Yeah.
he's playing Loki, but the first Avengers version, you know, the 2012 version.
Thanos. I mean, at this point, you know, he was working with the other and Thanos to invade Earth. So to him, this is the ultimate betrayal.
Look at his acting, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was convinced that this is the show that's gonna like completely change the tide for this character, even despite it being in a different timeline.
WandaVision made us love Wanda and Vision more. Falcon and Winter Soldier made us love Sam and Bucky more.
And this show will make you want to marry Loki.
More, even more so than you already wanted
That's
to.
the thing. I was never a Loki fan.
End of file is the most depressing
morbid
thing. I don't want to get to the end of my file, dude. I don't want to see that.
I want my 35mm piece of film to keep going.
Yeah.
Glorious purpose.
Eesh.
But in that scene, he just got all of the character development that the
Crazy.
that the normal
that we
Loki
spent
got.
10 years on.
Jeez and crackers, man. What the? Uh-oh.
He's very smart.
Oh. Stop.
Oh my god. It's gonna rip her apart. Stop.
I've done that with a VHS once. It didn't end well.
The show kind of gave me a little bit of an existential crisis. I'm like,
yeah. He's still holding on to that Tesseract. Like it still means something.
Still processing. I mean, wouldn't you be sitting there processing everything you've just witnessed?
I would have just like fell on the floor and laid there.
I can't go back, can I? I don't enjoy hurting people.
this is an awesome Loki moment.
I do it because I have to, because I've had
I believe him.
Because it's part of the illusion. It's the cruel, elaborate trick.
Fugitive variant's been killing our Minutemen.
And you need the God of Mischief to help you stop them.
That's right.
Wow.
Money.
The variant we're hunting is
You.
you.
Loki across the multiverse, baby.
Ooh, baby. Salinas. Oklahoma.
Anything for Selena.
Anything for Selena.
1858. So I was watching this with Keller and the gang, and Keller was like, "Oh, things are f***ed in 1858 in Oklahoma, like that."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, shit. Probably people killing Native Americans and
and
west
black people and yeah.
Time signature is early 3rd millennium. Definitely anachronistic.
I don't know what any of that meant.
It's not worth the paperwork. Just prune it, let's bail.
Jesus.
Set a
not
charge.
worth the paperwork."
Wait.
Oh, is that my boy Strange?
I think it's a Loki, a multiverse Loki.
It's a Green Lantern. That's terrible. It better not
Took
end
that
here.
Took that
Better
little
not
bomb.
end here.
Chimama.
Dang, these cliffhangers are so good.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Am I a variant?
I think obviously the oh, that's cool. He gets an executive producer credit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the right off the bat, obviously, I think the big thing is, and I will say I also have enjoyed this like variance between the shows, and this was kind of not how it was supposed to work out, but it did. We got WandaVision, which very much dealt with like, or potentially asked the questions of the greater universe and hinged towards timelines and stuff like that. Then we got Falcon Winter Soldier, which was very grounded, and it was all about moving forward, going forward, and advancing and you know, taking on new challenges in life. This is doing the same thing, but it's also playing with that concept of your experiences of the past affecting your future and how you yourself are just a tiny little piece of the puzzle in the greater universe. And I think those concepts are very, very interesting. I don't know about you guys, but I have had those sort of moments with myself where I've thought like, what is my role in this world? What is my role in this universe? Everybody.
Day. Every day.
Every day I have these thoughts.
Every day that is
Are you
me.
kidding me? Everything you just said is when I like to do every day.
My favorite thing to do every day.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, but I
gotta be kidding me.
Like this just took, you were right, Hector, it took all the piss out of the Infinity Stones. Like,
oh, Tara Strong.
The entire 10 years of what we just saw. Now people are going to complain. They're going to be like, oh, the Infinity Stone, blah, blah. It's like, no, man, this is putting a new spin. We're moving past that. Like, the Infinity Stones were a thing that happened in the past. Now we're moving on because there's bigger and better stories that we're going to move on to. And it's just, it blows my mind that they would just do this on episode 1. And I'm just like, I'm here 100% for it. This is,
Oh yeah.
I wasn't a huge fan of Loki. First episode completely changed my mind. Completely. Like, I'm in this show 1000%. And
Yeah.
I didn't know if it could get any better than like WandaVision or Falcon.
Did you guys like this first episode more than the first episodes of those shows?
No, well, I think it's different only because WandaVision, first episode of WandaVision was our first glimpse of this series universe. So that has
Yeah.
its own kind of like life, like it's special.
Yeah, the
because we
sitcom world.
didn't know what to expect. And then Falcon was different because that threw us back into the straightforward, like progressing forward kind of situation.
Yeah.
This feels almost a little bit like WandaVision because it's kooky. It's a little like the sets are just like a little creepy and just there's something weird going
We
on.
definitely don't have all the answers.
No,
or really
not
an
at
idea
all.
of where it could go. So
No,
yeah.
I think the thing that I like, that I really love, is the fact that they've done 3 shows so far, or we've seen 3 shows so far, and there are similarities, but there are huge differences. And I think the similarity is, the through line is that it's all about the character, and it's breaking the characters down and building the characters back up and giving them really, really strong arcs. And for me, like, I think Falcon and Winter Soldier did that a little bit better than WandaVision, but I think like that to me is what the evolution of these shows should be. They should, you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere no matter what.
Yep.
And then progressively we get better and better, and we get more confident in the storytelling. We get more confident in taking risks with a visual look. I mean, this show already in the first episode, like, we were blown away by WandaVision being fully black and white, embracing the 50s, doing things with cinematography that made it feel creepy and weird, like a Jordan Peele movie. And then Falcon Winter Soldier kind of like goes into Winter Soldier and Civil War territory and is kind of just like focused on character while still doing cool stuff with the action. But this really feels like, all right, let's take Beetlejuice and let's take these concepts and these weird ideas and really lean in. I really hope that the things that I wanted out of WandaVision, when I mean committing to this like weird tone and just leaning into it full force, it feels like this could do it even more so. And I hope it does, because I want this to feel really weird and different. And
it already does.
And I'm really, really excited to just explore the character of Loki, because I think, one, Tom Hiddleston has played this character for 10 years now. So he knows the character so well. But on top of that, he's just an excellent actor. So him spending so much time with this character, and I'm sure he's had so many conversations over the years of what this character, who he is, where he came from, what he could become, what he did become. And I think that's what makes the show exciting, is that we as the audience now get to explore all that, which I think is really cool.
Yeah,
the director of the show, Kate Herron, she said that like when she got the job, that she flew to New York because I think Tom Hiddleston was in a play in New York.
Yeah.
And then like during the day, she walked around New York with him talking about Loki for like 5 hours. And I'm just like,
that's
I
See those
want
BTS.
to do that. I want to talk to somebody like Tom Hiddleston about this character for 5 hours. Like they probably mapped out a bunch of, I mean, when they pitched this show to him, he apparently had his own obviously ideas and things that were important to him for how to progress the character. And I feel that it's all evident in that first episode. It's all Owen Wilson being like, okay, you're the king of Earth, now what? And then he's like, Asgard, the 9 realms, space, great, space. Okay, now what? Like, it's just, it's such a great.
Don't be such a stereotypical villain.
It's such a great villain focus piece, because you could do this with all of the best villains. And the fact that Loki broke down and he was like, I don't enjoy hurting people. I do it because it's part of my thing to maintain an illusion of control. It's like, that's the same for Killmonger. That's the same for Vulture. That's the same for Hela. That's the same for these. They're all insecure, sad, broken people. You know what I mean? And they feel that they have to do it because of what they want to try to achieve in their lifetime. And it just, that whole breaking down of that character made me love Loki. I think this is the best Loki has ever been in any movie at all, because he's been amazing in these films, but then this episode covers all of that, plus again just tearing him down to build him back up. Like at the end of this first episode, I was like, I have no idea where the show's going to go. That's so exciting. That's so
cool, because I think the unique thing about this show is that we are revisiting a character whose storyline has ended, and we just saw that. And they played it over and they made us know for a fact that he died. He literally he ended his storyline at the beginning of of Infinity War. Like that was supposed to be it. So now we're gonna go back into this weird territory of like alternate versions and multiverses, and they touched lightly on the idea of multiverses and going crazy. So like I'm excited to see how this all ties into itself, because now we're starting to see all the netting, all the weaving, and all the interconnectivity of all this stuff going on. And I'm glad Mephisto's back. I'm glad. I'm glad the scrolls are back, guys. It's gonna be like
Mephisto a scroll?
Yeah, Mephisto's a scroll.
This is like your greatest hits.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
god.
I'm really excited to watch this one. This is gonna be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is, I don't know, I think it's very easy to fall into that trap of wanting to immediately try to decipher how it all ties together. There's even though we know that multiverse of madness is coming up. There's so many rumors about Spider-Man. I still don't know if I'm fully convinced that Phase 4 will be about the multiverse itself. I think that it'll be an element of Phase 4, but I don't think it'll be the thing of Phase 4.
I have my theories, and I just want to say, like, I do believe that the next Thanos, even though it'll be a different thing, but just that idea of like, well, what's the MCU's next big bad, the next big threat, the next Thanos, the next thing that may need the Avengers to team back up. Because now after Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Spider-Man Far From Home, which takes place a few months after Falcon and Winter Soldier, at the beginning of that movie, a reporter's like, is there an Avengers? Like, are you part of the Avengers? Like, there's no formation, there's no team, there's no organization. I think that the next big bad, the next Thanos is going to be Kang. And I think that because we're going to see him in Ant-Man 3, because we have WandaVision that dabbled in an alternate realities, kind of, or at least manipulating reality on a small scale. We have this show, which is time travel and messing with time. We have Spider-Man in the multiverse of, or Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness is what it's called. I mean, who knows? Maybe Spidey will be in that, but Spider-Man No Way Home. No Way Home. No Way Home from what? From other
where?
universes? From where?
Yeah, where are you?
And
all of
we're
these
supposed to be getting a
things-
trailer soon, and maybe that will give us our first glimpse, because the
Yeah,
rumor
maybe.
mill out there is hot
Yeah.
and spicy about what's
crazy.
happening
It
in
is.
the movie.
It is. And I almost wouldn't be surprised if even like trailer reveals are getting synced up to match with like, okay, well, when is Loki going to end? Or when is
Right.
episode X of Loki going to come out, so that we can put out the Spider-Man trailer and it'll say this and that. The rumors today flying around about Black Panther 2 are now getting people to think
Namor
like,
the
oh, okay,
Submariner.
if Namor the Submariner is going to be in it, then maybe we'll see the sinking of Atlantis in the Eternals movie. And that will, so there's lots of things that are at play, but there hasn't been a clear direction of like, this is the Thanos, this is the threat.
Right.
I think it's going to be Kang. And I think this show may have something to say about that. But who knows?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I think, for example, when we go see Doctor Strange, it won't have been necessary, but I think that people that watched WandaVision will have benefited from watching WandaVision. And I think that whenever we get to Kang, people who watched Loki, this series, will be like, oh yeah, like there'll be some benefit to it. There'll be some something. It's not. I'm not saying we're going to see the actor or the character in this show. I'm not saying that they may not even mention him, but there'll be something that will feel like a payoff or a shortcut whenever we see Kang in Ant-Man 3, where it's like, oh shit, they just mentioned the TVA, or something that like that this show can sort of continue
of
to
course.
build on.
And I think like if you're gonna do the show and you're gonna explore these concepts of diverging timelines and what that creates, and like the entire conceit of the TVA, you don't do that unless you plan on in some way using that later on.
Absolutely. When you have an agency that uses Infinity Stones as paperweights,
come on,
bruh, come on.
That kind of broke your brain a little bit, Augustine. And when that part happened, that really
Guys,
that was awesome.
We spent the last 10 years
I know.
obsessing over these Infinity Stones.
I know.
And now all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, those
paperweights.
shit. Yeah, for sure. We don't need those.
I'm also
12 of
not
them.
fully I'm also not fully convinced that there is only one sacred timeline. The way that the Miss Minutes little animated segment explained that the timekeepers are just keeping watch for one, that they merged everything into one, because we have a movie coming out called Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So I believe that maybe this show will, maybe by the end of it, it'll kind of blow up and they'll be like, we got a multiverse again. Or there is already in place a multiverse, and the TVA just focuses on branches that go out of control from the sacred timeline. Right? Like, I'll give you an example. I don't think they give a shit that Hawkeye went back in time and took a baseball glove and then came back to the future.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that the TVA is not going to go in there with a baseball glove.
It's all part of the plan.
I think that with 2014, when Thanos and Gamora and Nebula left 2014 to chase the time traveling Avengers, and then they go and get killed in the future, I think the TVA will show up to that and set off their little bombs, whoop, and then prune it. However, I'm still not convinced that Steve Rogers wasn't allowed to live in an alternate multiverse reality. I'm still not convinced. Just at a basic character level, because if we're following the rules of this show and what it said in episode 1, then Steve Rogers did in fact go back in time, and he stayed in the sacred timeline because it was always supposed to happen, this like time loop, and was married to Peggy the entire time secretly. That's the thing where I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense to me. Does not make sense.
The real sacred timeline, he would be Steve and he would be Cap, right? Like
Steve would go and save Bucky, kick Hydra's ass, save the universe, team up with Wakanda. He would do all these things in his life. So I feel like there's still an opportunity for him to go back to an alternate reality and live there. And maybe the timekeepers themselves were like, we should allow Steven Rogers to have this happiness and like have a reality. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it pays off.
Think about the show Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Kang came back in that show because of Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers was the catalyst to causing a bunch of things that happened in Kang's life. So it's very possible that they could take hints from that.
Tony Stark said in Avengers Endgame, you mess with time, it messes back. And that's clearly a seed planting to
for the future.
For Kang to be a Skrull, and then the Super Skrull, and then Fantastic Four is gonna.
Exactly. I was actually literally about to say we're gonna get the Fantastic Four, and it seems like, based on what we've at least seen from the promo material, that it will be a part of Phase 4. I don't know if it'll be the end of Phase 4 or it'll be some sort of bridging point from 4 to 5. But I think if those events, if they do the origin, we obviously have no idea where they're going to start with that storyline. But, if everything that kind of happens in the universe is the catalyst for why the Fantastic Four are to be, then maybe that's also the catalyst for why the X-Men and all these like future things that we want to see in the MCU. True. So I think that's what's exciting about this show, is that we're doing a deep exploration of Loki and everything that like he represents and who he is and why he is. But also it does have the potential to also influence kind of like where future stories could go. I obviously, like, my hope is it doesn't lose sight of Loki because he's the titular character. But we got 5 more episodes, and so far based on this first episode alone, I feel super confident. So I'm hoping that kind of like stays the course.
I'm giddy, guys. I'm giddy.
Me too.
I can't wait to see more. It's so good. Can't wait for episode 2.
Cannot wait. But we, of course, want to hear your guys' theories down in the comments below. Let us know where you think this is going to go. Is this going to be 5 weeks of WandaVision where we're just speculating every week of when are the Skrulls coming? When are the X-Men coming?
Do the speculations matter? Because they could easily be erased like that.
Just wipe them. Right? That's actually something I do hope. I hope it actually goes to that length to kind of mess with us. And then give us little glimpses of things, and then to really sort of like break those theories that we all have. But let us know in the comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Come back next week for the next episode. Check out the uncuts on Patreon. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.